real talk though, why did episode 3 take so long to get scheduled and record? Why today?
Yeah, why today of all days?
I'll be honest. I think I'm the only one here that has the answer.
Oh,
Someone told us. Well, I don't remember who was talking, but someone said let him cook. We've just been cooking ever since.
fuck.
What have you guys been cooking, dude? What have you let's do a little recap. Like, what have you guys been cooking?
How long has it been?
I think it's been.
It's got to be like 4 months.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Episode 2 aired March 1st.
Holy fuck! It's been almost 4 months, so it's been like 3 and some change, 3.5 almost.
God damn, bro. So
Fill me in, dude.
I've been cooking pretty well actually. I switched my dietary habits. Less red meat for sure. Shit, I cooked up a little bit of music. You know what I mean?
Oh.
I didn't really care to like talk to you guys for 3 months, to be honest. Like I thought you guys were dead type thing, and I was like, you know, I sent flowers to Super's mom and Sitchell's dad. I was like, hey, give that guy a little kiss for me. But it's cool that you guys are alive,
dude. Yeah, I'm alive.
Yeah, dude, I'm also alive. I'm hanging out in Super's house right now. We're
yeah, Brandon Rooney, dude. If you're listening, dude, it's over, dude. You've lost him.
It's true.
To be fair, he never had him, dude.
Oh my god.
You've lost him, bro. It was just one of those things, man. Like, you know, love is love, and it's Pride Month for another 5 days, and you know.
Yeah, you got him for 5 days.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, man.
Honestly, I don't discriminate, you know. So I gotta have all the different spices, you know. I'm going from Mexican to Colombian. What can I say, bro? The Colombians just do it better.
What are you guys gonna do when Pride Month's over?
Next person that goes down has to suck my dick. Miss me with that gay shit.
It's not over yet.
Oh, hold up. I just heard a follow alert, and it was Sitchell saying next person who goes down has to suck my dick.
Mm-hmm.
I just love how Sitchell's is the most straight man I've ever met. But you say some out of pocket stuff, man.
That's true. I do say some really out of pocket shit.
But it's respectful, dude. It's respectfully.
Yeah, of course. It's always respectful. Until it's not, you know.
Do you think
I'm like balls deep in like some dude?
Do you think small cocks matter at the end of the day? Like really, like if you were talking to somebody and you knew they had a small cock, does it even matter in the conversation?
No.
You just talk to them normally?
It just depends, dude. Like, are they gonna procreate and add more people with small dicks, or like are they just keeping that shit to themselves? You know what I mean? Honestly, dude. Honestly, like if I just be very candid, dude, as long as it's not affecting me, like I'm cool with it, bro. You know, just don't push your small cock beliefs onto me, bro.
Facts. Oh, I like that. Facts, dude.
You know what I mean?
Your fucking small cock agenda.
Yeah, small cock.
You know, a lot of powerful men had small cocks. I mean, like Julius Caesar, Napoleon.
Okay, but did he really though?
Bro, there's a statue of him with the small cock.
Okay, but what if the person that made that was jealous of how big his cock was and he had to like embarrass him?
No. Back in the day, and I'm not trying to root for small cocks. This is not the agenda I'm trying to push. But back in the day, it was better to have a small cock than a big cock. And you know what? That might back in the day there were a lot of powerful men with small cocks. Maybe that was their agenda. And now they're not in power anymore.
Wait, are you trying to say like back then small cocked men would pull big titty bitches, dude? Like is that
absolutely
is that kind of like what the math is?
Absolutely. I think it was propaganda where if it was a big cock, they would be like not, there's no hygiene. You know what I mean? So people would like avoid big cock men for the small cock. But I think that was the small cock agenda back in the day. You know, there was no internet. You know what I mean? I don't think there were a lot of big cocks back in the day. Maybe. I don't know how that works.
Do you think it's because people's diets were worse back then, that they just had small dicks?
No, they were definitely better back then. They didn't have no McDonald's and shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, the Greek diet was like probably the best diet you could ever have. So why are there so many big cocks?
Man, I think people just started like, I don't know, dude. They started evolving. They just started evolving. You know what I mean?
Like a Pokemon?
Kinda, dude. Kinda. It's just like, I think it was more like, dude, I need this longer shaft to like please my woman. You know what I mean?
It's because they noticed that everyone in royalty had a small cock, and all of the females in the kingdom were pissed off all the time. So they were like, it has to be because they got small cocks, bro. Small cocks mean power, but that doesn't mean that you're doing a good job in the bedroom. So they said, let me double my shit in the womb. Boom, they come out and they got the fucking Loch Ness Monster. They're slaying fucking pussy.
So yeah, no, this topic today, guys, microtransactions. I think we kind of segued real good into the microtransaction talk. So yeah, microtransactions, episode 3, guys.
Yeah.
That was the topic that we were willing to discuss. I know you had a lot of shit to say about it, Sigils. Like,
dude. Okay.
Like, where do you want to go? Like, do we want to go from like the state of gaming right now, or like, because it's getting insane lately. Like for me personally, I guess I'm gonna say some shit, but you know, thank you to Daddy Sigils. You know, I got the Diablo 4 game. Helped me out. And, you know, I look at these price points and I think to myself, you know, maybe back in the day I was playing Gears of War 2 or 3, right? And a gun skin was like a Rainbow Nasher. It was like $2. And I was like, you know, $2 to have like a cool gun skin. Sure. Right. And I think that was the tipping point, because now I look at Diablo 4 and it was like a Druid skin. And don't get me wrong, like, I don't judge people for buying cosmetics and shit like that. But you look at it, it's like this mid-looking cosmetic for $20, and I'm thinking to myself, do like, for the consumer, is it really worth it to spend $20 on a skin, or is it worth it to buy Stardew Valley? You know what I mean? Because like $20 is $20. Like, that's a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could buy I saw some sale happening. It was like the Yakuza games. They had all the games for like $23. It was like you could get all those games, or you could buy a Druid skin from Diablo 4. So I really have to ask people, like, we let them do this. You know what I mean? Like, we as gamers, we could have just never done it. But now it's like this weird like status, or like, you know, I don't know, this tier, because games are inclusive. But then you make this like weird elite type status or clout or whatnot with these microtransactions. I think that's how people view them nowadays, and it's just interesting. It's just so much now.
Yeah, dude. People, like, especially with like cosmetics too. They literally, it's like a dopamine thing. Honestly, at least I feel like it is, because they'll, like, for your favorite character, for example, like on League. Like for me, dude, I have every single fucking skin for my favorite champions, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you play your favorite character, and then you see that there's another, you know, costume or something in your favorite character, and you're like, yo, that's fucking cool. How do I get that? And they're like, oh, I mean, you know, playing the game is free. You know, getting the characters for the game is free.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want it to look different or look cooler, you gotta spend some money. And then, you know, it starts off with like, all right, maybe I'll get like a skin or two, or, you know, whatever it may be. And the next thing you know, like years later, you already fucking spent like a down payment on a car or a house just on cosmetics.
Yeah.
And this is because it makes your brain go, oh my God, it's so nice. It's so pretty. I love using this. I love looking at this. Like, what's a little bit of an investment just to look cool while I play my favorite character, you know? But I mean, like, that stuff, I feel like cosmetics is okay, because
if the game's like, free, I could vibe with it, but it could be addicting, I think, in a way.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, you have to think about it. You played League and then you spent like a down payment for a car. It's like, when will it end? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you could support Riot and you could support the developers and be like, this is my favorite game. But I think it's just a game, right? Like, shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like a lot of people too, like they kind of spend the money while they like keep the longevity of like how long they're gonna play in their head. So they're like, oh, like what's like $10 on a skin if I'm gonna play this game for the next 3 years, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like on free games at least.
yeah.
But like you said, like when will it stop? Because like my one friend, he already spent 9 grand just on skins on League
Oh
alone.
my god.
Wait.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, he spent 9 grand just on skins in League. I'm sure part of that is also like him spending money so he can gift me and a few of my other friends and stuff too. But majority of that is just from buying every single skin in the game. And some people end up doing that too. Like they're just like collectors and they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna build up a whole collection of really cool looking pixels on this game that I play.
The scary part too, and I know we've been talking about League, but that game will be alive. But I'm not saying that they'll do this, but imagine, because there have been cases where you buy all these skins or emotes or whatever, and then a new version of that game comes out, and none of that will transfer into the new game.
Yep, and then the game just shuts down and you're
Yeah,
$9,000.
that literally just happened.
Yeah,
that literally just happened. So when Warzone came out during COVID,
oh good, yeah,
like COVID, I'm sorry, Warzone, they had all these bundles and skins and Ghostface and Rambo, whatever, and they dropped like the new map, and they were like, yeah, all your stuff will transfer over to the Caldera or whatever the fuck it's called, the jungle map, not Warzone 2, like the other version of the Warzone 1 for Black Ops Cold War. And then they were like, yeah, you won't lose your cosmetics. It's it's going to stay in the game, and you'll still be able to use it on this new map. And then literally fast forward a year, Warzone 2 comes out. None of the shit, all the money that you spent on Warzone 1 does not transfer over to the new game, because it's new weapons, a new attachment system, new graphics, whatever. But people were still able to play the old Warzone and like get their monetary value out of playing with their little anime unicorn soldier, whatever.
yeah.
Well, now they're shutting down Warzone, I think in September of this year, the first one.
Yeah.
So people are bitching about the fact that they can't, like, they're not going to get to use their shit on the new one. And a lot of people that played Warzone 1 don't fucking play Warzone 2. They don't like that there's no slide canceling, the looting shitty, the map sucks, whatever you want to call it. So now people have invested, some of these streamers and shit drop like thousands of dollars into Warzone 1 skins and cosmetics, and now they're SOL. They're shit out of luck because they're shutting it down. And they either need to adapt and move over to Warzone 2 and spend a shit ton of money there just to play catch up, because they, obviously, like, their viewers and shit want to see them use the newest shit or the coolest cosmetic or the trolley skins or the rose skin that makes, it's pay to win, and they can't. But to speak on Situal's point about the cosmetics, right? I'm cool with cosmetics being, money, because at that point it's up to the individual to decide, like, okay, like, yeah, I play Fortnite and I want to look like Goku, so yeah, I'll spend the $20 on this, and I play this game. And to me, it doesn't create a pay to win situation where it creates an advantage that the rest of the player base doesn't have unless they also buy that same skin. But to me, when the microtransactions that have sucked over my lifetime have been the Call of Duty ones, where they've locked weapons, like base weapons. The Honey Badger, the Galil in Black Ops 3, like, and they locked it behind even worse than like, well, it's a form of microtransaction, but it's not like an outright, I'm buying this gun for $15. It was a fucking chance at it through the crates that they had, the rolls. And that's what I have a problem with when it comes to microtransactions, is loot crates and pay to win shit. Like, if you lock a champion that creates, like, let's say in Apex, right? I don't even play that game, but let's say they add a champion or a Apex, legend that turns invisible. That is a fundamental change to the game that might not be able to be countered, and, like, if used properly, could be effective, in a variety of different ways. But they lock it behind a $25, champion legend or whatever. bundle.
Yep.
You know, the people that buy that, the pros, the fucking tryhards, the sweats, they're gonna use it and fucking win. And then the casual Joe that just plays the game for a couple hours after work and just wants to chill is gonna like just repeatedly get shit on, you know, by that person using that new champion because they forked the $25 to get it or whatever.
Which is also a slap in the face for Joe, because imagine if Joe spent, you know, X amount of dollars just to try to get it, didn't get it, and now he gets shit on. Now it's like, well, now I put the money to invest in the game. Now I still got to play, but I never got the thing that I got or wanted.
Right. So I don't know, man. I think also what you said is correct too, Greg, is like, you know, where does it end? But then also like we have to be cognizant of the fact that like the basic like population of any given video game is just easily swayed. It's, you know, it's like,
oh yeah,
it's like Activision is the sheep herder and they know they have the sheep and all they got to do to get the sheep to spend the money is, hey, little sheep, you know, you want this feed? Here you go. It's going to cost you, you know, all this money to get the feed so you can, you know, get what you need. And I don't know. I mean,
I think the thing that is sad is because we're all older, right? So we remember when cosmetics were first coming out, like the Gears of War 3 skin, and it was being cheap. And I didn't even have a job. I just was like, hey, mom, can I get some, what was it, like Xbox coins way back in the day? But
yeah, I think it was Microsoft points.
Yeah, Microsoft points. I was like, oh, can I get some Microsoft points? And it was fun, you know, and she was cool. And, you know, we don't have kids, but I look at that. I try to look at a kid specific perspective too, because like the market is kids, teens, because they always spend the money, right? Like we're older, we have responsibilities. We're not gonna be, yeah, sure. Well, $20 is $20 for a Goku skin. Sure, I'll do it. But then it's like that addicting area, like almost gambling in a way, but not really. Where you have these like 18-year-olds or 20-year-olds like in Valorant just buying all the fucking skins. Like they're the whales.
It's the same thing with gacha games too, like Genshin and like shit like that. Because you're literally like, even my cousin, for example, like he plays Genshin, and he's already put like 10 to 15 grand in the game.
Jesus.
Characters, like just trying to get characters so you can fucking do the best content in the game, or like have the best units in the game, or some shit like that. And that's like another thing too, dude. It's like people, like they gate. Like they'll advertise a game as free to play, right? Because it truly is free to play. You'll end up playing it, and you know you can get the same thing that these people that are spending a shit ton of money are getting, but it's gonna take you like 100 times longer.
Yeah.
Just because you actually have to put the fucking time and effort into the game, where you know the whales are just throwing fucking tens of thousands, and they're like, okay, well I got the best units and stuff now. But besides that, I think the worst thing for me is the fact that games don't ever fucking get released in a complete state.
Oh yeah, it's all shaky. The launch is shaky. A lot of features really aren't there yet that you were expecting, because maybe this was like Call of Duty XX, right? Like you were expecting, oh, I can grapple or something, you know, whatever. And those features aren't in the game, but they have a whole fucking business model for battle pass, microtransactions, skins, whatever, you know.
Yep. And like the main one that bothers me is because like Square Enix is just doing this shit as a cash grab for sure, because it's literally the biggest game in the series, and they're milking the fuck out of Final Fantasy VII. So like with the remake, right?
I hate that.
Dude, it is the most infuriating fucking thing, because they're like, oh, we're gonna release the remake, but we're also releasing 3 different games, because the original Final Fantasy VII, like even like Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, they all had like 3 to 4 discs that you would play, and each disc had a different part of the story. But nowadays, they're what you would, because like I think back in the day it was probably what, like maybe $50 to get the game, right?
Oh yeah.
But now you spend 60 to 70 to get the first part of the remake that they want to put out, and they're like, oh, by the way, here's some DLC that's not gonna be a full game, but it's a little bit of the story that you have to pay an extra $20 to $30 for, and then we're going to release another part of the game, but it's going to be another $60 to $70 for you to spend, and we're going to do it one more time. So instead of spending $50 to play a complete game, you have to spend 200 and like something just to fucking get everything. And who knows what DLC will be on each part, you know, because I'm sure they're gonna fucking manage to do that too. They're gonna manage to put like DLC in each release. And I mean, like, obviously I understand, but it's ridiculous, dude. Like, it honestly, like, for me, it ruins wanting to, yeah, like,
and like 7, you know, is made for you. It's made for me. And now you're kind of slapping all the adults who want to play that game again, kind of like reimagine in a way, but for a higher price point. That's really shitty. Because no, I mean, like, yeah, maybe like, you know, some younger base is going to get into the Final Fantasy, but it is a slap in the face for the true fans, right?
Yeah, because I mean, like, realistically, if you put that in front of someone, right, like before they even released the remakes or whatever, if they said, okay, here, we're gonna put this in front of you. Here's the original 7, right? Here's your little 8-bit blocky characters, right? $50 for this. You could play the whole entire story, okay? But we're gonna put this in front of you now. We're gonna put modern graphics in front of you, right? Everything looks great. It's a whole different combat system. We're adopting the combat system from 15. We're getting rid of the turn-based, and we're just gonna have it be like a free-form, flowy type combat shit. But you're gonna have to spend more than $50, and when you spend 60 to 70, you're only getting the first third of the story. So do you want to, you know, spend the 60 to 73 times just to relive what you wanted to get out of the original game, but in a modern setting? And unfortunately, you know, people are gonna say, fuck yeah, give that to me. Like, I need to see what this game will look like with modern technology.
Shoot that fucking opiate in my veins type shit.
Literally.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're honestly just at fault. We're just,
allowing it.
Yeah, exactly. We're allowing it. You know, we're also to blame for them doing this shit, because we're just gonna keep soaking it in. We're gonna keep buying it. Like, I mean, unfortunately I know I will, because it's like my favorite fucking series, but it sucks.
Yeah.
And
why do you think? I mean, this is kind of like a derail, but in terms of like boycott, right? Like, if like, why do you think it's hard for anybody to boycott things nowadays? Is it just like
there's just too many consumers?
Yeah.
I think there's too much. There's a couple good points to make there. It's number one, you boycott something, you're bringing more attention to it, which is putting more eyes on it, and putting more eyes on it from people that might support it instead of boycott it.
Exactly.
So you're creating an extra audience for said product to thrive and make more money.
Yeah, there's always two sides.
Yeah, it's kind of like strikes too. Like, even like you see people going on strike, but nothing much really comes out of them. Like, you'll hear about it for a day, but you know what do you hear about it again in a week or in 2 weeks?
I think the other thing is that the FOMO kicks in after, like, you might believe in something about, like, okay, I'm gonna boycott Call of Duty because I hate skill-based matchmaking. The game drops. It's obviously the hype, and typically the things that are boycotted are hype machines, right? Harry Potter, fucking Call of Duty, Overwatch, whatever. They're hype machines. You boycott it and you're like, you stick to your morals for like what, a week, 10 days? And then you're like, fuck, I'm missing out. I need to buy the game. And then you cave.
Yeah.
You cave because you want it. You don't want to miss out. You want to be a part of the relevance. And that's just,
it's a social aspect.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
I think we're just too heavily invested nowadays. And we put like our morals away. And this is like this is gaming, this is any product, you know?
Yeah, because like, honestly, like we'll just, like, even me, for example, like, I'll bitch about it, right? And I'll feel strongly about it. But the second it comes out, I go, okay, I'm buying it. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to play.
Again, like, no shame on anybody who does that, because I know I do that same shit too, right? I'll be fucking venting about something, I'll be buying it, but it's just, I always like to put in like check myself and put in perspective, like, why do we do this shit, you know?
I think it's just because our desire for that thing is stronger than like what we want out of it. Because I feel like another thing too is, like, realistically, even me complaining about it is like, I know it's not going to change. I'm just gonna have to fucking deal with it if I want to play it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's the shitty part. It's just gonna have to deal with it.
It takes And boycotts when they're organized, I feel like a lot of time the support is muddled because a lot of the support is online. It's like if I were to say, hey, let's boycott I don't know, let's boycott, Call of Duty because, we're tired of the skill-based matchmaking. And online you see like it's trending and there's a million tweets. But how many of those millions of tweets are the same people tweeting the same hashtag?
Yeah.
Like if I were to see a crowd of people, you know what I'm saying, like out on the street, like saying, like, yo, meet me at at Washington Park in New York to let's see how many people actually want to boycott this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like 100,000, 200,000, whatever people there, then you're like, oh shit, okay. These are all individual like human beings that do not agree or, agree with this boycott. It's easier to see support that way, but since a lot of shit has moved digitally, it's tough to.
That's a very good point.
It's tough to reconcile because, dude, I'll see a trend, and then I'll click on the trend, and a lot of times, the trend is being put in a tweet by some Chinese bot, putting a bunch of other trend hashtags in a tweet, trying to like push a makeup product or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah. We need, like, us humans, we need to see like action. We need to see it. Like, I mean, fuck. Now, or this is like a whole other derail, but like the internet's just like diluted our sense of reality, right? Like 100 million views, but we don't actually really see the people viewing it, and seeing it makes us believe it more than just reading it. So that should,
true.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. Like, well, I mean, this is kind of off topic, but with the views thing, it's like people will see a piece of information that has 100 million views, and even if it's incorrect, they're gonna be like, well, I mean, look at all this, dude. Like, all these people read it, all these people looked at it.
Look at all these
it's pretty
likes and
trustworthy.
retweets,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we just
So
assume that that's verified because of likes or whatever.
yeah, literally, and then like it's kind of like that meme where it's like source, I said so. You know,
Exactly.
people just look at this shit and they're like, okay, that's cool, and then people, there could be someone else spitting, the actual facts on whatever matter it may be, and it's just getting overlooked because Mr. Clout Guy over here has more of a following than he does, and it just, like, what was the word? Muddled. It just muddles shit.
Mm-hmm.
Internet's kind of a dangerous place, honestly.
It's, yeah, well, because we all kind of use it to leave reality, and we use it to get the things that we don't get in reality. And like, I'm not saying my life's perfect, but there were times that, maybe the reason why I bought a skin was to feel a little bit more powerful, and I know that could be viewed as kind of like sad or depressing, but that's just the harsh reality that everyone lives in, depending on where you're at in life. And that's probably why like teens and like the high demographic of people who spend the money are the teens and low 20s, is because reality is fucking tough. Nobody teaches them, at least in the States, like what to fucking do. And so I feel like cosmetics is like one way that people like feel better in sense of life.
You know what it is? It's literally just the online version of retail therapy.
Mm-hmm. Damn, that's actually, yeah, that's facts right there.
That is a really good point. Yeah.
I mean, I've even done it too. I've literally like, I mean, even okay. So I think like my worst thing when it came to this, like if I go to get something that's like limited or whatever it may be, I get unlucky and I don't get it or whatever. Like for the PS5, for example, when it came out,
mm-hmm.
I think I told you guys this. The PS5 came out and I saw that GameStop was getting like a restock on their website, so I was like refreshing the fucking page for, I don't know, I think like half an hour, and then I was finally able to get a PS5 in my cart. And then I think the ISP at my job, I think I guess they stopped GameStop from being reached.
They kind of like blocked it in a sense.
Yeah. I think they blocked it or something, and I was like, okay, well, I can't get on the website. And by the time I did get back on the website, all of them were gone. All the PS5s were gone, and I was like, dude, like I was so upset and I was so mad. So instead of being patient and waiting, I ended up just buying a PS5 for scalper prices for like 800 and something dollars. And
wait, how much?
it was like 800 and something, I believe.
God, and it was just the console, right?
Yep, it was literally just the
Damn.
console, nothing else. It was just the console, the controller, and the fucking cables that came with it. But
damn, that's crazy. But
yeah.
you like, you want the hype, FOMO. You don't want to miss
Yeah,
out.
I think that's literally what it was. It's just like the FOMO of it, like, and it sucks too because I know that part of it, I mean not part of it, but a huge reason why the PS5 was like so limited or it was so expensive was just because of like, the production issues with COVID happening and everything. But
definitely.
But I've noticed too that, with some companies they'll put out a limited amount of a certain thing and they won't restock it. They'll even mention, they'll be like, all right, here's a limited release of so and so, and this is it. You can't get it from anywhere else. You can only get it from here. And once they're sold out, that's it. And if there's stock, it's just because someone canceled their order, right? But I've noticed places doing that lately, and I feel like it's because they know that people will.
It's just supply and demand.
Yeah, literally, it's like hype beast type stuff too. Like even that kind of stuff. Like they know what they're doing,
Yeah.
It's a really evil business move, but unfortunately, people like me fall into it sometimes.
I mean, I fall in the same shit. If there's something I really want and I know it's always going to be low in stock, like I'm gonna figure out how to get it.
Yeah, and honestly, for me, it just comes down to FOMO. Now that I think about it, I always have like FOMO when it comes to limited things. Like even if it's something that I'm not really into, but I kind of like it, I get FOMO. I'm like, yo, what if I don't get this? And like in 3 months, I'm like, damn, I really wish I got that. And honestly, it's happened. Like it's happened a few times, and I regret not getting whatever it may be. But I think I honestly gotta, try and cut back on the FOMO shit, especially when it
Just
comes to
check
gaming,
yourself.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, it personally, it's like the whole gaming, I guess, what do you call it? It's just gaming in general. It's like it's kind of on a decline for me. It's not as enjoyable as
Mm-hmm.
it used to be with all the bullshit I mentioned before, even with microtransactions and all of that. And oh, dude, even back to the microtransactions too. And another thing when it comes to microtransactions that fucking infuriates me is with RuneScape, for example.
Oh, go off, King.
Because, dude, so like old school RuneScape, not a single
I love
microtransaction.
it. I
And
feel so happy in old school RuneScape because it's like a piece of internet never left. You're like, this is the safe haven for gamers because you
exactly,
don't have to spend money, bro. Like, what the fuck?
the only thing you're spending money on is your membership, and that's how it should be, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's funny because the game that has no microtransactions is more popular than its, I guess, adult or
Yeah.
parent game.
Yeah.
And that game is, dude, you can literally do everything you do in old school in that game, right? Like you can play it naturally. You can max if you want to. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's RuneScape, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also the opportunity, just like there is in fucking gacha games, where you can stand on the same tile that you started on as soon as you open the game and spend 10 grand and max without even moving. If you have money, you don't need to play.
Wait, that's
You can just
a thing. I actually never knew. Is it
yeah,
XP lamps that you get or something or?
yeah, you just get XP lamps. It you
Wow.
ever heard of a friend, the YouTuber?
No.
His name is literally just a friend. He's like, "Hey guys, it's a friend."
Oh.
But yeah, he was a RuneScape YouTuber, and he even proved it. He when microtransactions were, I guess, like starting to become a huge thing in RS3, he was like, all right guys, here's my episode on maxing without even moving, and he spent like I think it was around 11 to 10,000 USD, and he had every skill to 99 without even doing anything besides spending money and playing a fucking gambling thing.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I think like we've just strayed away from God too far, you know.
Microtransactions just honestly, it could like with cosmetics, it's cool. Like I'm not gonna lie, like because with cosmetics, dude, you're literally just paying to look cool. You know,
Yeah.
it's not game breaking. It's not. It doesn't even have the opportunity to be game breaking. I mean, sometimes like you could buy a skin and like the animations in it might like break the game a
there's
little.
like a Fortnite emote where you could like dodge bullets if you timed it right, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Shit,
But, like,
stupid shit like that, dude.
Yeah.
Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
but, like,
I remember that skin. It was like the cartwheel and like all this other shit. Like you were just like basically cartwheeling around the map, and like people would shoot at you, but they could never hit your limbs because your hitbox was just always moving. So no matter what they did, like they literally could never hit you, and it was pay to win. There was also another one.
There was like a drop down one, right?
It was like the drop down one's like a deep dab. So like when you were like, this was back during the build mode where like you would like somebody would take your wall and then edit a window and try to shoot you, but you would deep dab. They would miss their shot. They'd have to reload, and then you would just break the box and then one pump them. It was actually like insane. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that just goes too far.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think I like with anything, right? I think this microtransaction thing is gonna have to the collective gaming community has to like take a stand on it and agree that like the system just has to change. From a standpoint though of like, I can see kind of why they price certain things a specific way. I'm sure it takes a lot of time to create the cosmetic and code it and make sure it works with the game and test it and whatever. But we have to like course correct at the same time. Like it can't just be like pockets of the community or the overall like target audience of these microtransactions like making the change, because if we don't move as a collective, like it's never gonna change.
It's never gonna get regulated. But the sad part too, right? Because I'm not saying that we're like, I don't know, smarter or wiser, but you have the other side where it's like, oh, these people want to like regulate pricing and stuff, and then there's gonna be the other side of gamers like, oh, haha, you're fucking broke, like people who are trolling, and it's like, dog, no, like it's just getting too much, man. Like what the fuck? Like we've been on a slippery slope for, I don't even know, last 8-9 years, 10 years,
dude.
Honestly, dude, it's probably been longer than that, dude.
Yeah.
I remember.
I mean, DLC technically, you could even do it like that.
It's wild because Call of Duty. It's funny. Call of Duty replaced an evil with another evil because remember back in like Modern Warfare 2, like there was like map packs. It was like a map pack and like camo and like one gun. You had to pay like $20 to get it. So like, and then that, whoever bought the DLC would play on different would get different lobbies than the people that didn't. So like only the DLC owners would like matchmake with each other to prevent like the people that didn't have the that didn't have the DLC from matchmaking and missing out or like not being able to play a map. So they eventually, it took them like 8 years, but they eventually made it so like every map in Warzone or Call of Duty now is free. They drop it every season. They replaced it with the seasons.
Wait,
and
you're totally right, huh?
Yeah, they dude, like Shipment was a free map, Nuketown was a free map.
Yeah.
Like all these maps are free, but then they started adding. They were, I guess, they did right by the community, quote unquote, but then they replaced that shit with what, like operator skins, weapon bundles. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is your M16, but hey, this one's lava colored. You want it?
That's so funny that we kind of switched that mentality, because you think that most gamers would want to spend money on a map versus cosmetics that don't do anything for the game, right? But now,
to play devil's advocate though, like here's the other point that I'm almost certain is made in these meetings with like game developers and shareholders and stuff. It's like, oh, if Gamer Greg and Gamer, Super are fucking Greg, dude. If they're complaining about these operator skins being $25, well, they don't have to buy it. Like they can do the battle pass. The battle pass costs, you know, $10 every 3 months, and they can get skins from that. But usually the battle passes don't really have all the cool cosmetics are standalone.
Of course, I mean? Yeah. I want my fucking big dude who can smoke weed and has a bong and colored green.
I want my Just Blaze It 420 Mary Jane wrap on my MP5 that I'm going to drop in on Warzone, use twice before I get like sniped by some rat.
And then uninstall the game.
Yeah, but like die by some rat that's like hanging on this rooftop in this building over here. You know what I mean? Like,
dude,
it's just, I don't know, man. It's such a weird thing for it to be like that. But you know what's crazy? Dude, real life companies like that aren't gaming are also doing microtransactions. So for example,
like a subscription model, yeah.
Yes, no. So check this out. So for example,
oh no,
I'm almost certain that there are certain car makers out there that locked, I think, their Bluetooth or their Wi-Fi or something, GPS or something, and they locked it behind a subscription service.
Oh, like, oh, you want
to use this GPS that's like programmed into your touchscreen where you can listen to radio and connect your phone. $30 a month to use the GPS.
Dude, no way.
I promise, because that blew my mind when I first heard about it, because my car, when I bought it in 2018, and I didn't buy it, I'm still paying that motherfucker off, but the GPS works just fine. Like I could type in an address on my touchscreen on my car, and like my car will take me there. But now you have to pay.
Why are they locking features that it's always been a normal thing? Like, what else do you get, right? Like for the normal person,
I think it's just a matter of like, yo, what can we get away with?
Oh my god, dude, that pisses me off just hearing that.
What can we get away with, dude? That's literally what it is.
I mean, that's how microtransactions started too, dude. They were like, I wonder if we can get away with this, and they did. So they just kept putting more and more and more. And now they've even made their way into fucking games that you actually have to pay full price for, like Diablo, for example.
Yeah,
that's the worst fucking thing about battle passes. Battle passes in a free game like Fortnite, sure, you know, that's whatever.
Yeah,
but to put a battle pass in a $70 fucking game. Are you fucking serious? It's the same thing with Destiny too, dude. You have to fucking buy an expansion for $50 to $60 every single time, and then there's like, oh, well, here's also the season pass, and then also like this annual passing that you can get too.
Oh no, but also, hey, we're gonna lock 2 of the dungeons behind the dungeon pack.
Yeah, dude,
come on.
It's so gross now. It's
gross. Cringe. It's cringe, man. Like really think about it. Like you know what we should have done? This is bad preparation on our part. We should have honestly made a list of all the games we play regularly that have some type of model like this, because it's more than we think and realize, because we become numb to it. We become numb to it, dude. We really have become numb to it.
I think the grossest part that I've done, like thinking of just games that I've spent the most money, it was definitely Overwatch 1. Definitely loot boxes. It was Gamba Instinct. You know, that FOMO feeling. Zach and I would always just like, oh, we got the coolest skins. It's mind-boggling, you know. And I truly think it's just people want to stay in that reality of like, this is me. Like I'm not, you know, taking care of my real life responsibilities. I got Overwatch. I got the coolest shit. Boom, boom, boom. You know. And
yeah, I mean that's even how it was with League, dude. I've spent like almost $4,000 on League. And that's, I mean, you know, it sounds like a lot. I mean, honestly, it is a lot.
Sounds like a lot, bro. Like, I could do so much damage with $4,000 right now,
dude.
You know, if I could get a refund of all my microtransactions, bro, I would be able to fucking put some money on a house and pay off some stuff.
I'm just saying, dude. If any of these nerds at MIT create a time machine and make it available, I'm going back and stopping myself from buying every single Fortnite thing that I bought from like 2017 until now. And I'm going to use that money, go back in time again, and then invest it in
Bitcoin, dude.
In Bitcoin, and then cash out when it's like at 56K per 1 Bitcoin. And then just like basically buy Twitter before Elon Musk can buy it, dude.
That's true. That's fucking smart, dude. That's big brain.
Yeah, dude, because back in the, like when I first heard about Bitcoin, I think it was like $100 for a coin. And I was like, I was like, dude, that's like half my paycheck. I can't do that.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, this isn't even real money, man. Like, this is fucking, what is it called? Like cryptocurrency? What the fuck is that, dude? Like, you're never gonna be able to use this anywhere. What's the point? And of course, my fucking dumbass, like, I wanted to. I was like, man, it'd be pretty cool to have like this new movement type currency. Like, what if it does end up becoming a currency that we can actually use?
But
and,
you would have cashed out at like 3K, dude. Like when it first got hit. Yeah, everybody would have cashed out at like the 3K mark.
As soon as I saw that shit go to like a grand, I would have been like, I'm out. Give me that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not risking it. Get me out. But I wish I fucking bought like maybe even like 3 to 5 of them and then just forgot about it, and then like found out about it again once it was like at least like 40 to 50K or something. Dude, that would have been insane. But
funny enough, my friend, my group of friends, there was an old PC that we can't find, but it definitely has some Bitcoin on it. It sucks.
That's crazy.
Yeah. This was back in 2011. We were like talking about it and shit, and it was like some old friend's mom's old computer. We were just fucking around. But yeah, nah, we don't know where it's at. GG us.
Yeah, dude. Literally like hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin just gone.
GG well played, dude.
GG, bro.
But yeah, fuck microtransactions for sure.
Yeah, and honestly, dude.
Especially in paid games, it's fucking ridiculous.
Fuck Activision, fuck Blizzard, I'm gonna say fuck Capcom, and this is not even like Capcom hasn't really done much, but back then they put DLC on a disc back on, what was it, Resident Evil 6? Fuck Capcom, dude. I mean, they fixed their moves, their changes, but fuck EA. You Sims 4?
Bro, EA is awful, bro.
Dude.
EA used to be the fucking punching bag for fucking bad gaming practices, bro.
They still, I mean, and now everyone stooped onto EA's level. You realize that? Like, we don't.
Everyone's slowly just doing the same shit.
Dude. Yeah, dude. They were like, oh, EA is like, they're making bank, and Activision is like the execs are just snorting coke. They're like, yo, $20 battle pass. How about that? Everyone's like, oh my god, dude, easy. That's a good episode. I'm saying.
Yeah, dude.
Are you hitting on me?
I want you, bro.
Dude, I need you.
I don't think we really resolved about microtransactions. This was more like a bitch fest about microtransactions.
I think we should do a part 2 and like actually come up with solutions.
I mean, we kind of like hinted boycotting might help, but the internet's just so massive.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think microtransactions are gonna get any better until, I guess, people like us end up, becoming in power at the companies that do
or just
enable that shit.
Yeah, or just passing a bill in office to regulate it.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at microtransactions, you even look at crypto, you look at like all this internet nuance that isn't regulated. And I know people have certain views on the government, at least here in the States, but I don't know, man. I just worry about these kids growing up, and gaming's bigger and bigger every year. It's fun. It's a good hobby. I think you're able to collaborate. That's a very good positive note on gaming, but there's just a lot of the negative aspects of it too that can get you in trouble in real life. You might do loot boxes or gotcha games or whatever, and then little Timmy's like 21st birthday, hey, I'm gonna go gamba, and then stuck in that hellhole.
Yeah, dude, that's another thing too. I've even seen even my cousin, for example, he was like, well, my RNG is good on Genshin, maybe I should try this at the casino and turn my money into big bills. And it's like, bro,
yeah,
I understand it's all luck, but you gotta relax.
Yeah,
you're just getting sucked into that business model.
Yeah,
just stealing your money and giving you the fucking high of.
I know it sounds like a boomer thing to say, like a gateway drug, like weed, way back when our parents were saying that shit. But
oh yeah, dude,
I think this is totally
CS:GO boxes too.
Yeah, I think this is totally different, man. This is a gateway into gambling, and I guess it hits me pretty hard at home because my only gambling that I felt that got me into gambling, and I wouldn't say I have a problem nowadays, but remember RuneScape and Flower Poker? You remember that?
Oh yeah, and dicing and shit. Dude.
Yeah, and that was a hit. That was that RNG hit, and it's the same way RNG plays a big factor in those loot boxes, and they got regulated finally. But then you have to ask yourself, it's not RNG anymore, but it's that shiny object that you get through cosmetics or whatever. And there might be certain luck to it, like those. I don't. Does Apex still do crates? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
I think they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
They do.
So just things like that where I just don't want people to get into that sphere.
Yeah, it's just gonna get even worse, dude. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it's just there really isn't much you can do about it because they're just putting it in more and more shit, and just gotta watch the fucking world burn.
Yeah.
Or the gaming world, at least.
I love how I'm saying this too on Kick. When I'm talking about like gambling, I'm like, oh yeah, no, it's powered by Stake.
Yeah, true. Literally fucking gambling platform.
Be the change you want to be, guys. At the end of the day.
It's true. It's true.
I think this was good though. I think a couple edits here and there. Did you want to say anything else, Super? I know Citrus and I were just kind of fucking popping off.
No, dude. Just good points. Good points. A lot of the stuff that you guys said, I was also thinking. But yeah, man, it's one of those fucking things, dude. One of those fucking things. Like everybody has to be on board to change it. Like it can't change. It won't change on its own.
Yeah.
It really won't.
Yeah. Honestly, even if it does change, I feel like it's not gonna happen for a long time.
I think another way to boycott, or another good way, and don't judge the people who do it, but just have like negative stigma on it, because right now we view it's pretty glorified at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I see it. But I'm a boomer now, so it's like I don't know, people gatekeep whatever specific the game they like, and there's a lot of passion and fire within those communities that have microtransactions, and it has to come within.
Low key, we need to do an episode on gatekeeping.
That's true.
That's fuck, dude. I mean, I would be down for next episode.
Next episode, gatekeeping, girl boss,
gaslight.
Gaslight, yeah.
Dude, we could do all three. We could do all three.
Who's the girl boss out of the three? Actually, I feel like
it's definitely Greg.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely Greg.
Anyway, this is us signing off, guys. Shout out to Brandon Rooney, our first Patreon.